And you don't need any makeup.
Songs and arranged all our dances. We sing her songs and we trip her measures, but we don't enjoy ourselves.
To think that 25 years have elapsed since Iolanda was banished. What could you have done to have deserved so terrible a punishment?
Something awful. She married a mortal.
Oh, it's injudicious to marry a mortal.
Injudicious? It strikes at the root of the whole fairy system. By our laws, the fairy who marries a mortal dies. On condition that she left her husband and never communicated with him again. On the bottom of that stream. Yes, but when I banished her, I gave her pleasant places of the earth to dwell in. I'm sure I never meant that she should go and live at the bottom of that stream. It makes me perfectly wretched to think of the discomfort she must have undergone. Think of the dam. And her chest was always delicate. And the frogs. I shall never enjoy any peace of mind until I know why Iolanthe went to live amongst the frogs.
Then why not summon her and ask her?
Why? Because if I set eyes on her again, I'd forgive her at once.
Then why not forgive her? 25 years? It's a very long time.
Think how we loved her.
Loved her? What was your love to mine? Who taught me to curl myself inside a buttercup? Iolanthe. Who taught me to dive into a dewdrop? Iolanthe. Who taught me to swing upon a cobweb? Iolanthe. Who taught me to nestle in a nutshell? punishment has been far heavier than I intended. And, well, it shall be as you wish. It shall be as you wish.
Process. lips of the rosiest show, her eyes are the richest of reds, her orange is lowly it's true, her of no composition like plenty, I'd grab her and sell it for 2, and let her be made enough for 20.
I can spell all the words that I use, and my grammar's as good as my neighbor's. As for me, I was born like the rest. My behavior is rustic but hearty, and I know we don't turn for the best, but I want to if you can party.
Spurn not the nobly born with love affected, with pleasures and well connected. High rank involves no shame, we boast and even claim, with him of humble name to be respected.
NASA, what excuse have you to offer for having disobeyed an order of the Court of Chancery?
My lord, I know no courts of chancery.
You that a rogue or a thief is a gentleman worthy implicit belief, because his attorney has sent me a brief. Professional license if carried too far, your chance of promotion will certainly long, and I fancy the rule would apply to the bar. Said I to myself, said I.
When darkly rose the day, and all the starlight gray, to chase the gloom away of we adore.
What was that?
I think I heard it say, on a rainy day, to while away the time on high wall.
While tempest like thy dog, and all is drear and dark, if thou shouldst need an echo, give me.
What was that?
I heard the minx remark she'd meet him after dark inside St. James's Park and give him one.
To
is the House of Peers. When Wellington thrashed Bonaparte, as any child can tell, the House of Peers throughout the war did nothing in particular, and did it very well. Yet Britain set the world ablaze in good King George's glorious days. Yes, Britain set the world ablaze in good King George's glorious days. Yes, Britain set the world ablaze in good King George's glorious days.
Your disrespectful sneeze, don't go. Call forth indignities, don't go. You break our law, you are our foe. We cry because we hate you so. You know, you very wicked bees, you wicked bees, don't go. We are laws, you are our foe. We cry because we hate you so. You know, you very wicked bees, you wicked bees, don't go.
Our disrespectful sneeze, bring forth indignities, if that's the case, my dears.
This is weakness. Subdue it.
We know it's weakness, but the weakness is so strong.
Sorry.
We're not all as tough as you are.
Tough! Do you think I am insensitive to the effects of manly beauty? Look at that man. Who are you, sir?
Private Willis, B Company, 1st Grenadier Guards. Well,
You're a very fine fellow, sir.
I am generally admired.
I can quite understand it. Now here is a man whose physical attributes are simply godlike. That man has the most extraordinary effect upon me. If I yielded to impulse, I should fall down and worship. I should fall down and worship. Sorry. But I mortify its inclination. I wrestle with it and it lies beneath my feet. That is how I treat my regards for that man.
O foolish faith, think thou because his brave or brave my woes are foes, I'd disobey our fairy laws, because I fly in realms above, in tendency to fall in love, resemble I the amorous dove, resemble I the amorous dove. Oh, amorous dove, type of Ovidiousness, this heart of mine is soft as thine, although I dare not say so. Oh, amorous dove, type of Ovidiousness, this heart of mine is soft as thine, although I dare not say so.
I like you very much, but not, I think, as much as you like me.
George, you're a noble fellow, but that telltale tear betrays you. No, George, you're very fond of me.
And then beggars will creep to the ground in a heap, and you'll pick it all up in his teeth, and you'll pick out his eyes and colliding his eyes to remit his usual angle. And then needles and pins from your shelves, dear friends, and if flesh is a ring, and your left hand is state, and your crop and your toes, and the fly in your nose, and the flop in your lung, and the feverish cut, and the thirst is intense, and the general says, you have been secrets all along. Darkness is past, and its daylight is lost, and the night has been long. Bitter, bitter, my song. And right
must we all, for if she has sinned, so have we all.
What?
We are all fairy duchesses,
Marchionesses.
countesses, viscountesses, and baronesses.
It's our fault. They couldn't help themselves.
It seems they have helped themselves, and pretty freely too. You have all incurred death. But I can't slaughter the whole company. And yet, the law is clear. Every fairy must die who marries a mortal.
Allow me, as an old equity draftsman, to make a suggestion. The subtleties of the legal mind are equal to the emergency. Ah, yes, the thing is really quite simple. The insertion of a single word will do it. Let it stand that every fairy shall die who don't marry a mortal, and there you are, out of your difficulty at once.
We like your humour. Very well. How would you like to be a fairy guardsman?
Well, ma'am, I don't think much of the British soldier who wouldn't ill-convenience himself to save a female in distress.
You are a brave fellow. You are a fairy from this moment. And you, my lords, how say you? Will you join our ranks?
Well, now that the house appears to be composed entirely of men of intellect, I don't see that you and I are much use down here, do you?
None whatsoever.